Shout out to my buddy Greg, who's hated the concept of Comet the Superhorse ever since I first brought it to his attention. This one's for you, pal. Make sure to hit that like button. Okay, so based on trailers, it seems like one of the driving factors behind the Supergirl movie is that Supergirl will have to track down the movie's antagonist to save Krypto, who's been fatally poisoned. This is basically the plot of the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow miniseries by writer and former CIA officer Tom King. Never put anyone on too high of a pedestal, Kmart shoppers. Although actually it's a little more personal for movie Kara because Krypto is her dog in this continuity, rather than Clark's. But there's one other super pet who shows up in that same miniseries, and it's especially notable because he's been gone from the comics for ages. With good reason, I should probably note. See, despite the name, Comet the Superhorse is not actually a horse. He was originally a centaur named Byron who was accidentally cursed by Circe. Yes, Greek sorceress and Wonder Woman nemesis Circe. And yes, as far as I know, it was still an accident. And transformed into a horse by a potion. Because the transformation was irreversible, Circe decided to make it up to him by giving him another potion that made him immortal, and granted him the might of Jove, the speed of Mercury, the wisdom of Athena, and the telepathic powers of... Neptune? What's he doing in the Superman books? This guy's clearly a Shazam horse. Anyways, the evil wizard Maldor decided to trap Byron on an asteroid, where he remained for centuries until the asteroid was destroyed by Supergirl's escape rocket. He followed the rocket to Earth, and, because this was the Silver Age, quickly fell in love with Supergirl, teaming up to stop an alien invasion, at which point she gave him the name Comet. A bunch of other shenanigans happened involving amnesia and horse selling, but eventually Comet's curse took on another wrinkle. While saving Prince Endor, no relation, of Xerox, no relation, he was granted a temporary reprieve from his equine state, allowing him to turn into a non-powered human. But only when a comet passed through Earth's solar system, which I feel like should be all the time, but hey, I'm no astronomer. In his civilian identity of Bronco Bill Starr, he decided to pursue the noble calling of the rodeo, and wooing Supergirl without also telling her that he was her horse! Why am I typing these sentences? Why am I saying this? Who wrote this? Mercifully, Comet was basically wiped from continuity after Crisis on Infinite Earths, barring a few nods here and there. At least until Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, where he showed back up in horse form to help Supergirl outrun a magical weapon. You might think, with some dread and apprehension, that this would be the start of a brand new and uncomfortable romance. But Comet ended up dying at the end of the storyline, in what was presumably supposed to be a somber and tear-jerking moment, but I can personally attest that I responded to with cheers and applause. So do I think Comet's showing up in the Supergirl movie? God, I hope not. I don't want them to touch this concept with a 10-foot horseshoe. Wait, what do you mean there's a second post-crisis Comet? For crying out loud, I just want to talk about Lobo, don't make me! Anyways, I guess next week I'll have to decide if I want to continue torturing myself with Comet lore, or if Lobo has enough of a presence in the movie for me to divert to him. Or maybe I'll do something X-Men related, I don't know, Season 2 is still coming out.